Welcome back, dear students. We completed in the last video the diseases, types of diseases, and today we are going to learn about the immunity. So, what is meant by immunity? Let us see. So, daily we get exposure to different types of microorganisms. That means our body is getting exposed to different types of microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, viruses, and also some parasitic organisms also. Right? But only few of them will cause the disease. Why the remaining are not causing the disease? Because our body has the ability to resist to those diseases. So what is meant by immunity then? So what is the meaning of immunity? The overall resistance of the body against disease causing microorganisms. Okay, understand that? That means the body is showing resistance against the disease causing organisms. Then we call that one as what? Immunity. Right? Then what is meant by immune system? Right? What is meant by immune system? So immune system means what? The network of organs, cells, tissues, which protect the body from disease causing organisms like viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites, etc. You understand that? That means the immune system is, it is a network of organs, tissues, cells which are protecting the body from disease causing microorganisms like fungi, bacteria, viruses, and also some protozoan parasites. It is called as immune system. So what is the major ability of the immune system? What the immune system should do? The immune system should be able to differentiate between the self cells and non-self cells. Remember that. The immune, it should be capable, right? The basic requirement of immune system is it should be capable to differentiate between self cells and non-self cells. You understand that? Self cells means the cells which are present in our body. So the immune system should be capable of to detect which are our own body cells and which are the cells which are the foreign cells. Foreign cells means the cells which are coming from outside, or the antigens which are coming from outside. So the basic requirement of immune system is it should be able to differentiate between the self cells and non-self cells. Right? You understand that? Now what is meant by immunology? Let us see that one also. Right? Let us see the what is meant by immunology. So it is the branch of science that deals with the study of right? So it is a branch of science that deals with the study of immunity or immune system is called as immunology. Then who is the father of immunology? It is also very important. Who is the father of immunology? The father of immunology is Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner is the father of immunology. Now let us see the defense mechanism. Yeah, let us see the defense mechanism. So first one is non-specific defense. And this one is specific defense. So these are two types of defense mechanisms we are discussing now. First one is the non-specific defense and the second one is specific defense. What is non-specific defense? Non-specific defense means generalized defense, which fights with disease causing microorganisms through barriers. Right, you understand that? It is a generalized defense present in the body which fights with the disease causing microorganism through barriers but not with the antibodies. Remember that. Then what about the specific defense? Specific defense is specialized defense. Right, which fights with disease causing microorganisms through antibodies. You understand that? Here the antibodies are not involved. Here the barriers are there. So some barriers, I tell you that one also. So by the barriers, the defense mechanism is achieved. Some are preventing the entry of microorganisms into the body. They are called as barriers. But here the antibodies are preventing. That means antibodies. That means when the antibodies will fight when the microorganisms enters into our body. So that is called as specific immunity. Here non-specific immunity. So non-specific defense mechanism. This is the specific defense mechanism. So in the non-specific defense mechanisms, the barriers are involved, and in the specific defense mechanism, the antibodies are involved. Now let us see the lines of defense. Yeah, first let us see the non-specific defense. So non-specific defense is two types. One is the external defense and second one is the internal defense. Right. And this external defense is the first line of defense. And this one is the second line of defense. Right. So what is external defense? What is the first line of defense? So this is the first line of defense is achieved by skin, mucous membrane and lysozyme in saliva. So remember students, skin is the largest barrier because the entire body is covered by skin. We know that many bacteria, fungi, viruses are present in the atmosphere, right? So these bacteria try to enter into the body, the skin is preventing them. So how when the skin can prevent them? As long as there is no cut on the skin, bacteria cannot enter into our body. If there is a cut, immediately the bacteria can enter into the body, right? So this is the first line of defense. Suppose we know that where the mucous membrane is present, lining the epithelium of buccal cavity, respiratory tract, gastrointestinal tract. Suppose if the bacteria enters into the body through the respiratory tract or through the GI tract or through enter into the urinogenital tract, these mucous membrane trap those microorganisms. They are trapping those microorganisms and they are sending out. Right? That is the second one. Right? Then the third one is lysozyme in saliva. So what is lysozyme? Lysozyme in saliva means already we discussed in the first year in the digestive system. Saliva consists of enzymes like thiolin and also a lysozyme. Lysozyme kills the bacteria by dissolving the bacterial cell wall. So this is the first line of defense. Then what is the second line of defense? Second line of defense is internal defense. I told you. What is internal defense? If pathogen, you know the meaning of pathogen, enters into body, then the natural killer cells, the phagocytes, inflammation, fever, destroy the pathogens. These are the what we can say, the natural killer cells kills the pathogen, phagocytes engulf that one, and due to the action of these things, the inflammation and fever causes the symptoms that the immune system is working. Right? In this way, this is the what we can say the second line of defense. Second line of defense is achieved by natural killer cells, phagocytes, inflammation and fever. This is one objective question. First line of defense is achieved by skin, mucous membrane and lysozyme in saliva. This is one type of question. Remember that. Now we are going for the third line of defense. Right. Next one is specific defense. Okay. So it is the third line of defense. Remember that. So this one is the third line of defense. Takes several days. That means the third line of defense, it takes several days to function. Then which are involved here? The lymphocytes and antibodies are involved. That means the pathogens are entering into the body of that person and they are mixing up with the blood. Then the third line of defense is activated. That is a specific defense. Specific defense means a specific antigen will have a specific antibody. Okay, that specific antibody is fighting with that. So which are involved here? The lymphocytes and phagocytes. Okay, then the third line of defense takes several days to achieve the immune. So if all the three, the first line of defense, second line of defense, third line of defense fails, what happens? If all the three defense mechanism fails, then the person suffers with disease. If all the three defense mechanisms fails, then the person suffers with the disease. So this completes about the introduction part of the immunity. Now let us see the cells which are involved in the immune system. Okay. Now let us see the cells of immune system. So the cells of immune system. There are three types of cells. What are the three types of cells means? The first one is lymphocytes. Okay. I will go one by one. So lymphocytes. What are lymphocytes? Let us see. Lymphocytes. These are three types. First one is B cell. The second one is T cell. And third one is large granular lymphocytes. So there are three types of cells. They are the B cell, T cell, and large granular lymphocytes. Okay. Okay. This one also you see. Second one is phagocytes. It is better to complete here only. Third one is auxiliary cells. So the cells of immune system are three. They are lymphocytes, phagocytes, and auxiliary cells. In that, the lymphocytes. Again, the lymphocytes are three types. They are the B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, and large granular lymphocytes. Let us see the first one, B cells. Right? So B cells are B lymphocytes, chief cells of immune system. You can use the word for the lymphocytes also. Chief cells of immune system. So what is the function of B cells or B lymphocytes? B lymphocytes or B cells produce antibodies. And can recognize circulating antigens. That means the free antigens. Right? Remember that. So B cells are the chief cells of the immune system. The B cells are capable of producing antibodies. And those antibodies are capable of recognizing the free antigens or freely circulating antigens in the body fluids. Let us see. Okay, B cells are produced from stem cells of bone marrow in adult mammals, including us also. So it is produced from stem cells of bone marrow in adult mammals. Then liver in fetal stages and bursa of fabricus in birds. Remember that the bursa of fabricus is a lymphoid organ in the bird present at the cloacal region. Right? Then the B cells can synthesize antibodies and display on their cell membrane. See, this one is the B cell, imagine, right? And this is the antibodies. So the B cells can synthesize antibodies and display on their cell membrane. This is the B cell. This is the nucleus of the B cell. And this is the cell membrane. And the B cell can synthesize the antibodies and they are displayed on their cell membrane. Right? Then, the mature B cell become functional B cells in the secondary lymphoid organs. Okay, understand that? That means the mature B cells are becoming functional B cells in the secondary lymphoid organs. The stem cells of bone marrow, all these are primary lymphoid organs, and these are the secondary lymphoid organs, includes the spleen, like that. So in the secondary lymphoid organs, they are becoming functional B cells. When these functional B cells, remember that, when these functional B cells comes in contact with, when they are coming in contact with antigen or disease causing pathogen, this functional B cell divides into two cells. It is dividing into, right, the functional B cell is dividing into differentiates into two cells. One is the plasma cell and one is the memory cell. Right. Then what is the function of plasma cell now? The plasma cell produces specific antibody to that specific antigen. Remember that. The plasma cell produces specific antibody to that specific antigen and destroy this antigen. It is destroying that antigen. Then what about the memory cell? The memory cell stores the information about this antigen. And again, when the same antigen enters into the body for the second time, immediately it shows quick response by producing more number of antibodies so that the antigen is destroyed. So this is about the B cells, and these plasma cell can recognize the produces the antibodies, specific antibodies for these antigens which are circulating in the body fluids. So as the immune response is coming in the body fluids, we call that type of immunity as humoral immunity. Remember that. It is called as humoral immunity. Which one is called as humoral immunity? Means the immunity that is occurring in the body fluids is called as humoral immunity. So this completes about the B cells. Right? Right, we go with the next one, T lymphocytes or T cells. So where they are produced? Produced from stem cells of bone marrow. They are produced from stem cells of bone marrow. Then these T lymphocytes undergoes maturation in thymus gland. In the thymus gland. And the T cells become functional in the secondary lymphoid organs. Right? The T lymphocytes are produced from the stem cells of bone marrow. And second point, what I am told that the T cells matures in the thymus gland. And third one, the T cells become functional T cells in the secondary lymphoid organs. But very important point is that the T cells cannot produce antibodies. Right? Then how the antibodies are produced? They stimulate B cells to produce antibodies. That means the cells can recognize the antigens in two different methods. That means the T cells cannot recognize the circulating free antigens. Then which antigens they can recognize? They can recognize the antigens presented by antigen presenting cells. That means some cells carry the antigens or presented by altered self cells. Altered self cells. That means some self cells will carry them. Right. So when they recognize the antigens presented by antigen presenting cells or altered self cells, then they stimulate the B cells to produce the antibodies. As the antibodies are produced or as the immune response is created through the carriers of the cells, then we call that one as cell mediated immunity. So the T cells are involved in both humoral immunity and cell mediated immunity also. So this completes about the T cells and B cells. Okay, in the next class we will see the remaining cells, and after that we will go for the types of immunity present in the present in our NCERT book also, right? Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.